Hey everybody, it's me, Sven Sharpen here, bringing you day number 172 of Let's Talk About Autism. Before we get started, I would love you to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below the video. It would help me out tremendously and would promote these videos better to you. So, from what I've been seeing throughout what's left of the former autistic movement is there's all this celebration of things that aren't exactly ideal for people to have. Things like communication deficiencies, social deficiencies, life skill deficiencies, and, when it comes to special interests, usually that's a strength, and I consider it a strength, but it's not always a strength. Like, I've heard reports of people who have used special interests as an excuse to, not have personal responsibilities, even as far as, not going to the bathroom, which is just gross. So, and there's many of these other things, not to mention the whole not being verbal, not being able to do anything for yourself. That certainly shouldn't be celebrated. So, obviously we have all these strengths, and I'm very much in favor of recognizing them and celebrating them and, allowing them to thrive. But a lot of these weaknesses I would not wish on my worst enemy, some of which I struggled with. The communication and social skill and life skill deficiencies, even I struggle with those, and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I'm having to figure all this stuff out now in my adult years because those were not properly treated when I was a kid. The people in charge of supposedly treating us with the therapy and the special needs and stuff, they are not doing their jobs. And I've been saying that throughout this series. And they're using lies and misconceptions to justify their horrible treatment. It's all about exploitation. There's just no support. And, earlier today at the Charlie Kirk Memorial Service, Donald Trump announced that he had found a breakthrough that will change medicine forever in RFK Jr. And he says it's going to be about autism, and he said by September. So, I believe him. And typically when Trump and RFK Jr. and many people on the conservative side talk about autism, when they say autism, they're talking about the negative characteristics that I just described that I wouldn't wish on anybody. They don't usually talk about the positive effects. Charlie Kirk himself talked about those. And again, we got to recognize them, but I would not wish these negative effects on anybody, not even my worst enemy. And what we should have is proper treatment for them so that we can live normal lives. In fact, when Trump was finishing his statement, he said that we're going to make sure these negative traits, or autism, as he said, never pop up again, and that those of us that are stuck with these negative traits, myself, can have the best lives we can and the proper treatment we need to manage them. And that's what I needed to hear. I've been fighting for that this whole time. And, it just makes a lot of sense, and I'm in full support of that. It's not curing autism. They're not here to hurt us. They're not here to abuse us. If anything, they're here to go after the bad people that are not doing their jobs when it comes to treating us. I think we do deserve to have proper treatment for anything we're struggling with. And the vast majority of cases, most negative traits are typically manageable, and I'm pretty sure RFK Jr. and Donald Trump and many of the others are aware of that. And in many cases, the strengths will far outweigh any negative characteristics. But negative characteristics can still hold somebody back. That's why autism as a whole is considered a disability, is because there's still all these negative characteristics. And it's a pretty recent thing, too. The strengths have been documented for centuries, even thousands of years. But the negative traits, we've seen an uptick in this. And there's mounting evidence that there's something in the environment, something in our food, something in the water supply, and certainly something in the vaccinations that kids get when they're 1 minute old. So yeah, there's chemical aspects to a lot of these negative traits. And again, we got to fix these negative traits. We can keep the strengths aren't going anywhere, and we're obviously not going anywhere. And what they're really doing is they want to help us and make sure that we aren't hindered by these negative characteristics in any way. So that's really what it's about. And obviously we're not going to celebrate those weaknesses because it's a weakness. Weakness is not meant to be celebrated. Weakness is supposed to be fixed and cured and managed. Weakness is a barrier to people. Weakness is not something that should ever be considered good, because it's not. Weakness is, it's not good. And if you're on the spectrum, there are a lot of weaknesses. There's a lot of strengths, but there's a lot of weaknesses. We got to fix the weaknesses. We got to manage the weaknesses so that we can actually use those strengths. So yeah, we celebrate the strengths, we manage and or cure the weaknesses. That's what we're here to do, and that's what we as folks on the spectrum ourselves should sort of accept. We're going to have negative traits, we should have to manage them, and we should be able to when the negative traits are managed, you can use your strengths a lot better. So that's what Trump and RFK Jr. are here to do. And quite frankly, that's what I voted for. So yeah, and you know, if you hate me for supporting RFK Jr. and Trump, you know, I know you're suffering and your negative traits are causing hindrance to your cognitive ability. I hate to say that, but again, it's manageable for most, but you've been indoctrinated to believe that these things are somehow good. So yeah, but I'm here for all of you. God bless you. God bless America. That was day 172. I'll see you on day 173. Thank you very much for watching this video, and goodbye.